Hello, everyone. I am Judah Bernard with the Rise Creating Your Voice. I am the Wisdom Dialogue and the Motivational Warrior of the Rise Creating Your Voice. I'm just happy to be here today. I didn't want to be on long, but I want to wish, as the Rise Creator content, the Wisdom Dialogue of the Rise Creating Your Voice, I just wanted to come on for this new year and thank everyone for the previous year for their support, for listening on our Instagram. I want to thank Sunday Jules on the Rise. Miranda, she's going through a death in her family right now. I want to give homage to her family. Sunday Jules on the Rise will no longer be this year, but we will have segments in different areas too as well. February. Just wanted to thank everybody for their prayers. Thank everybody for their support during the year of 2022. And I want to definitely talk about New Year. New what? And saying that, what does that new year mean to you? I know a lot of people are saying that I got this resolution, I got this, I got that. One thing that I decided for myself is to work on me. And working on me is, what is my behavior? What is my attitude? What am I exhuming to you guys? So I'm taking on some looks in previous channels, different recordings that I've made, and I want to give you guys the most of me and put out for great content too as well. So much is needed, much is required. How do we get an inclusive audience? What do we need to do as humankind? And that's one thing that God put on my heart, is that we go through so many isms, whether it's classism, racism, different isms, that I think we forgot about humankind. What does humankind mean to each and every one of us? The hardest part is that I don't think we say it enough, that we are human and that we need to be kind. Just seeing media, social events, just things that people reach out and just attack folk for no reason. And maybe they do have a reason, but I don't see any reason when, as I say to anybody, that I think we put on our pants or whatever, socks or whatever, one leg at a time. So how can we normalize what humankind is? And it's difficult in a way that sometimes when people are not present in their purpose and what God has for them, it becomes about self, and they become selfish. And knowing that it's for me, sometimes you will jump over anybody just to get it for you. And that's the hard part that I don't understand with people, is that most people is battling in different principalities, different sovereign rulings and things like that. And it's not about that. It's about us growing together in humankind and knowing what our purpose is together as humankind. That's the only way God, He can forgive our sins and heal the land. One thing that I do want to emphasize is New Year. A lot of people are saying, I want to do something different. Let me put that on the forefront, that you can't do something different if you are bringing your old self into the new year. One thing is, I tell people, number one is check your behavior. Check your attitude. Check whatever you are, whatever you are grabbing, or the people that are hanging around you, or your lovers, or your people that you're with. You need to see what you're attracting. That's the word I want to use, attracting. What are you attracting? And if you see that you're attracting not a negative attention, then it's something that you need to change. Whether it's your behavior, it's your attitude, whatever it is, it's inside of you, especially if you see that you are attracting this type of behavior, or negative people, or attracting people that are hurt, people that have a lot of trauma. You might have a lot of trauma in you too as well. we must be reminded that every day that it starts with us first. And most people don't understand that. That you can't you can't want somebody else to heal if you haven't healed. And or talked about the things that you guys need to talk about as far as the laws of attractions, the law of the language, love language. It's so much that people need to talk about before they get married, before they set up in a relationship, and talk about just different stuff so you can be ready to formulate the goodness in whatever that relationship would want to become. The biggest drawback that I have in different situations is that people don't get enough time to know each other. And what am I saying by that? How do you know that person that even you're attracting, even your friends? Let's keep it real. How do we come about knowing our friends? And usually we connect by something similar. But it can be something similar on just face value, but if you look at it from a point of view that it goes a little bit deeper. And most people don't understand that when it goes a little bit deeper, that people are not more so subjected to staying in that when the similarity is on the surface. But when you get to the bottom and that similarity is not, and you want to go a little deeper in acknowledging whatever that deeper is, and the other person don't, it becomes uncomfortable in situations that people want to understand but choose not to understand, because then again, we have to look at the unequal yokeness too of friendships, relationships, family ships, situationships, or whatever it may be. The one thing I want to do, encourage people, is to, number one, before you leave here today, before January 1 ends, know who you are. And what your desire is on this earth. It may not seem visible to you now, but sometimes we need to start researching within ourselves and seeing exactly what we want. What does that mean? A good verse of mine is, be still and know that he is God. Sometimes I'm just still so I can hear God's voice. I'm still so I can know that I'm on the right path instead of listening to what everybody else is saying. When I become quiet, I'm meditating on God's purpose. And that's God's purpose specifically just for me. A lot of people don't know how to do that because basically we've had a behavior of just negativity even growing up. One thing I told somebody the other day was, just imagine every one of us probably got slapped on our behind when we came into this world. That's what we know. That slap woke us up to just whatever the world was, and it's crazy how that has become so proficient in a lot of lives, that trauma starts right there. But then again, what do you do after that? You either grow up in a household, you do different things, you learn about your family and things like that. But in that, there's traps and situations that you go through too, in school, in areas of college, and just growing up. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And we want to be able to do the necessary things that we need to do to straighten out ourselves. What does that mean? That means, what do you want? What does that mean? That means we need to look at, number one, ourselves. Number one, look at yourself. Number two is being able to identify who you are for this new year. Number three is, what is your new in this new year? What you want to talk about, Imine Miji, and why should I add you? Tell me a good reason why I should add you. So I want people to understand that we want to talk a few years. I'm going to be rolling around with the, okay. So I think what we need to understand, what does this new year look like for you? What does this new year actually looks like for you? Are you ready to step into what you need to step into? Okay, talk to you about 2023. Let's go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. You want to talk about 2023? Let's go. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. All right, we need to see your face, Iman. He didn't want to. I guess he didn't want to come on. How you doing? How you doing? Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. We want to just thank everyone for coming in. We're just talking about the new year. And if you want to join in, and let's talk about the new year. What are some of your goals for the new year? What does that look like for you? Let us know. What are you looking for in the new year? Because some people are in the new year, but they haven't given up their old ways. So what are some things you want to see in the new year? What does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? What does this new year look like for you? And in all essence, how do you feel about this new year? Are you trying to walk in your purpose, or are you trying to, learning a new language is a new goal. I love that. Learning a new language. In RSG4B, what language do you want to learn? Just talking about new year. I personally don't do resolutions. My thing is, at the end of the day, what happens in 2023, it was already preordained for me to happen in 2023. So those resolutions are exactly what they are. They're just something that you wish for, and that's wishful thinking. How you doing, writing by Winifred? I want people to understand that. Oh, Croatian. I like that. I like that. Want to learn Croatian. That's a new language. I would love to learn that too as well, RSG4B. I just want to let everybody know that my book, you can just definitely go into the my link, and my book is on sale at Amazon for $18.99. It is The Pressures of My Sin, Difficult Conversations. I want to have more difficult conversations this year. I can only speak German and English, and I want to expand my languages. I like that. I like that. Writing by Renford, more joy, more peace, more passion this year. Most definitely. I want instant peace. Hopefully, I'm on. You can definitely stay tuned in January this year, this month, that I'll be on live with Writing by Renford. We'll be talking about my book, which is The Pressures of My Sin, Difficult Conversation. So definitely go to Amazon.com, and Amazon.com, and it's the Pressures of My Sin, Difficult Conversations, and it's a help book too, self-help book. So people can start looking at the different things that we need to change. A lot of people don't know how to change or don't know what to do because they have behavior that they have attributed to growing up, attributed to social society, social media, and different things like that. And sometimes that behavior becomes so learned that it becomes part of their education. Hey, hello. And they don't understand what they should be sometimes because they feel that TV, radio, computers, and that's it. But then again, if you don't know who you are personally, you're going to steadily be confused and also misguided. If that's a good word I can use, and I think I like that word, misguided. I want to come on, and I want to come on more. What's the word I want to use? Without notice, because sometimes when people notice that you're coming on, so you're going to catch a lot of sporadic videos from me this year because basically, when I have a thought, I want to make sure that I give that thought out to the audience and making sure that in that thought that okay. I want to make sure that we have that thought and give it out. But I want people, I understand people, what are you going to be in the new year? Or who are you going to be in the new year? And that's some of the questions that we're asking today. Who are you going to be in the new year? What are you going to be in the new year? Are you here to change in the new year? Are you trying to become a better you? What are you trying to do this new year? So that's what the conversation is about today is, what are you going to be? New year, new what? And like I said previously, a lot of people say that, yeah, I can. Can you say Kara is the best? Karya? Karya is the best. Okay, I said it. Um, Only Felix, you getting removed. We don't use profanity on here, okay? So I just want people to know that. I just want people to understand that number one is we need to know who we are in our lives, even as young children, because I know sometimes we have young adults on here, that there should be some place where you want to behave good. You don't always, you're more than welcome. And we should be able to know that in our lives that we want to become better humans, right? We want to become better humans, humankind. And I like to say humankind because be human and be kind. And most people don't know what that means, but that's like, we should be kind to one another each and every day. Each and every day. Each and every day. And I didn't want to be on here long, but I want people to understand what is kindness to you. Kindness is not using profanity towards people. Kindness is supporting people genuinely. What does that mean? That means you don't have a ulterior motive when you support them. That is pure and genuine. A lot of people tell me personally, "Hey, Judy, you're so nice. I've never met anybody like you." I was like, "Well, you probably won't, because I'm an angel." My thing is, as I lift up and praise God, God gives me the strength and courage to support people, to do the necessary things He wants me to do in people, because we don't know what people are going through each and every day. We don't know what people are going through or dealing with each and every day. So we must be reminded that at some point, who are we uplifting? And what will your uplifting bring to you if you know what you need to do in these certain situations? So the one thing is, what we need to do is continually to look at who we are throughout this whole year. I want us to start journaling about our experiences, whether they're good or bad, and stop and start thinking about, in this negative behavior, how could you change that behavior or whatever was done to you? How can you look at it from a forefront and look at it and say, oh, it's me I need to change? So we need to understand that. See the comments, bro, and I'm okay. I agree with you too. And I don't, some people are writing in Hebrew and or Egyptian, and I don't know what that is. So I'm looking at the comments, and thank you. I agree with you too. We who 06. We underscore 06. Yes. So I came on just to give. Yes, no, thank you. Thank you. I am glad that there are people who think this way. We need to be like that. We need to be like that. We need to be able to uplift people. I don't care how old you are. You should have some type of uplifting in you, regardless of you're in a bad situation, you are in a negative situation, and things like that. We must understand what God has for us. It's specifically just for us. But then again, we got to understand that there are some people that need to be uplifted. But you have to have the spirit of discernment in knowing when to uplift and how to uplift. So I just want to thank people for joining. And like I said, I'm going to have a lot of sporadic videos from here on out, because basically this is a sporadic year for me. I am actually from the United States of America. But I want people to know that even whatever area you're in, I just have to be for real. I love everybody. I don't care where you're from. If you're Egyptian, you Hebrew, you're from the Netherlands, whatever. My thing is, if we all just be human and kind, yes. What's your question, Abdul Karim OB? What's your question? Come on, what's your question? ABD ABD QRKRIM OGBI. What's your question? I'm waiting for your question. We got 5 minutes left. Pop your questions. I am. Oh, so you said something about three persons. See, I might need a translation there. Nayel 73Y. I might need a translation from you. Des grants discourse comes. See, I don't care what you are. Israel Ray said I am an Arab. It doesn't matter with me. Color, race, and all that, gender, ethnicity, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a loving heart, it's about loving. I do not speak Arabic. I do not speak Arabic. But I would love to speak Arabic or learn some Arabic language. Do I appear to be Arabic? I know, Naya, you're saying accept you, but I don't know. You don't even have a picture. So before we leave here tonight, I want people to understand, number one is, I don't want to be here long. I'm definitely doing 30-minute segments. Number one is, to thine own self be true. If you haven't learned anything from Judah, is to thine own self be true. Okay, your face is beautifully, okay, that's great to know. But in your thine own self to be true, know your purpose here on earth. Our purpose is to make sure that we commune with humankind, and every race, every gender, every ethnicity, and everything like that. But then be able to be kind to one another too, as well, so we can build up this nation, so we can actually get into one accord on God's purpose and on God's time. And I think what we still have to realize that number one is we can't do that alone. How can I start over because I feel frustrated? Okay, how can I start over because I feel frustrated? Give me more information. Give me more information on that. And start over how? That's the first question. Start over how? What you starting over from? It's so many questions to your question that we need answers to. So I'm waiting for you. How you saying? How do I start over? I'm so frustrated. First of all, I want to acknowledge frustration. What's the level of frustration you're on? I don't know where you're starting over from. What's the next thing? You asked the question, how can you start over? Then my question is to you, why are you starting over? It's so much ambiguity there that, you know, we need more time to talk. You can definitely DM me, and we can have a conversation so we can get a better understanding of what you're trying to ask. Because that question can be front loaded and back loaded, but then again, it has a lot of ambiguity to it as well. Any other questions? We got 2 minutes. Il parle bien. I don't speak all that. But I want to thank everyone for just joining. Like I said, this was a very sporadic moment. Okay, how do I start over after a frustrating failure? Please describe your failure. Like I said, DM me because I'm going to have a lot of questions after you ask them. I do not speak French. I speak American English. I speak English. Do I look French? Do I look Arabic? I mean, a lot of people say I have the different look, but I'm African American. I speak English. Like I said, I speak American. No, I speak English. I'm American. So yeah. Um, no, I don't speak French, but I used to do it when I was in college. But it's been many, many years since I left college. So, are there any other questions? The one thing is, I want people. You look like you look like an Arab from Egypt, and that's what people tell me. Okay, bro, I go learn speaks. I don't know what that means. Well, thank you, and that's what people tell me sometimes. I look like I'm from Egypt. Some people tell me I can answer your question, but I need more answers. I need more answers because the thing is, if I don't know what that frustrating failure was, oh, my problem with my ex helped me. What's wrong with you and your ex? And first of all, how old are you? In order for you to start over from your failure, have you acknowledged what your failure was? And this is for ISRAA underscore way. Have you acknowledged what your failure was? And how do you know it's a failure? Answer my question. This is fun. So, I don't like dead air. One thing is, I said, number one is, definitely you can catch me. It's going to be sporadic information and sporadic videos coming in and out because that's just this type of year to know that whatever God lays on my heart and my mind. But my number one thing is to be vigilant and also understanding to the needs of the audience and also to the needs of myself too as well. I want to do a project, but it failed, and I'm so frustrated now, and everyone in my family hates me. Okay. So my question is this. Did you, I don't know what type of project it is, did you go and look back over the project after it failed? Did you go back and look over the project after it failed? See, they speak in French. There we go. You guys can team up and answer both of these questions. So, like I said, I am the wisdom dialoguer and the motivational warrior of the Rise Creating Your Voice. I was trying to answer and look at the comments and things like that. But I thank everyone for joining. I thank everyone for coming in. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Where my glasses are from, Warby Parker. Yeah, they're from Warby Parker. One thing is, Happy New Year. Make sure, number one, is that you start working on yourself. Make sure you start working on yourself. Number two is being able to be sufficient with your behavior and how you address your attitude with people. Okay? So, as we leave here today, let's start journaling each and every day about how we do, how we feel, and how we're going to move forward in the new year, especially becoming a new person. Okay? What does that look like for you? Till then, God bless you and God keep you. Okay? And have a good one.